Hey guys, this is Divine Khaleesi. Welcome to my channel for spirituality, recovery talk, and guided messages. I'm here today with Nicole. I'm really excited.
Hey guys.
Hey, we are touching on a subject, motherhood, parenthood, and addiction and recovery. I did do a video like this before with Alex, but like I said, I like to keep the conversation going because I do feel like mothers in recovery, parents in recovery don't get enough support. It's not a subject that's touched on enough. So I do like to keep the conversation going. So, my experience just a little bit, I've had a couple DCF cases. Some of them were when I was clean just from people like being assholes, and some of them I brought on myself. And I tried to blame everybody else. Like in my addiction, I was like, oh, they did this because of this. It's them. It's DCF. The advocate's an asshole. But this is the first time that I've actually taken accountability. And, I've had to process a lot with my therapist about the guilt and the shame and the grief that came with losing physical custody of my kids. And actually today's really emotional because I talked to my advocate today, my ChildNet advocate, and they are requesting that my case be closed on the 30th.
Oh,
yeah.
That's amazing.
It is, and I cried and I was so happy, and I kind of had this,
cry.
It was like tears of joy. And I kind of had a moment of self-reflection where I looked and I was like, you know what? I've come so far and I didn't blame anybody along the way, and I've let go of resentments. And, it's still really emotional.
Of course.
Because I have still a long way to go, but I know I'm on the right track. And so Nicole's going to share a little bit about her experience, how she got to this point and like what she's doing today to help her in her recovery with her kids.
Okay. Well, I am a new mother. My son is almost 3 months old, Mason Alexander. I've been a long-term IV user from Baltimore, Maryland, heroin capital of the country. Well, I found out I was pregnant around 4.5 months, and I went and got on methadone thinking that would make me stop, and I didn't stop.
Yeah.
And I was so bad that I was even using right before labor. I was in labor for a whole day, didn't go into the hospital. And then I had to be Narcaned when I gave birth because I had done so much stuff that he may have not been moving.
Wow.
And that was really tough. And my pregnancy was a complete secret. My family had no idea. The father did not come with me. We were both messed up on drugs. We had gotten our lights turned off, our water turned off. So I'm going through all this, barely even have food to eat. I could have, but I chose to do drugs. And my son was born beautiful and healthy. He did go through severe withdrawal, which, I hate myself every day to see him through that pain because I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I was never thought I wanted kids, but he has changed my life for the better.
Yeah.
Makes me so strong. I used to say I love the feeling of getting high more than my own family, but I've never felt a more powerful and amazing feeling than that. Mm-hmm. So where I'm at right now, I'm just really focused. I'm about 50% completed of what I need to do to get him back. I have about in a week and a half, I have 3 months clean.
Amazing.
Went to 2 other detox centers, and this is the longest time I've ever had clean in years, and finding myself in years. But I just try and stick with the women because men have always been an issue for me. Mm-hmm. Stick with the women, empower each other, sponsor steps.
Yes.
Get better with your higher power, and life gets better. And I read my son's stories through the FaceTime, and I finally got approved for an in-person visit. Everything's lining up, and I couldn't be more grateful. And also to women like her, she's a badass chick. Excuse my language, but she has a big heart. She's beautiful. She's smart. She's doing something really great with this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Mama.
And that was an awesome share because I think I resonate with it a lot.
Yes.
And, a lot of people are quick to throw stones at, mothers women that are pregnant, when they're struggling in their addiction and they're sick and suffering in their addiction, and like they think that we just don't care, and a lot of the times we do, but like what you're doing, Nicole, you've identified what your triggers are, men. You are working adamantly about doing step works and sponsors, and like you're probably one of the first people on here, or first or second people on my channel that has talked about sponsorship, which that'll be another video. But like I really, really, really connect with you, because I don't think that there's enough help out there, for enough like marketing, if you will, because when I was pregnant with my son and struggling, I didn't know about Suboxone, I didn't know about Subutex, I didn't know about these MAP programs that help you wean off.
They told me they were methadone, and it still was not enough. I was still sick every morning. The baby was eating it, and I look at it like he's only almost 3 months old. I'd rather take this little bit of time, get it right, instead of mess up and get him out of my life forever.
No. And I mean, it's hard, because the statistics are against us every day. They say people in treatment, like only a percentage make it, a very, very small, but like, we could take that and be like, oh, we're not going to make it anyway. Or we can take that and be like, no, we can change. Numbers can change.
Watch me.
Yeah, exactly. So like the women empowerment aspect is huge, because a lot of people will try to tear down mothers or women in general, not even just addicts. Being an addict in recovery is hard enough, but being a mother, a parent, especially a single parent in recovery, is twice as hard. We have to work twice as hard,
because we know we have something so big to lose. It's crazy.
And ourselves, and I heard you talk about your higher power, which is incredible, because I pray for God's will every day, and I might not know what that is, but I know what it isn't. And it isn't being a bad mom, and it isn't neglecting myself, and it isn't sticking to these patterns of behaviors that keep me sick and suffering. So if you're watching this and you're struggling and you're a mom and you don't know which avenue or path to take, reach out to me, DM me, put it in the comments if you're, if you feel guided to, and we'll figure it out. And there's resources out there that can help you.
Of course.
All right. Thank you, Nicole. Give me another hug. I love you so much.